Have you ever stopped to think about what would happen if time just froze? Not for you, but for an entire place. For decades, this was Lake Vagli in the picturesque heart of Tuscany, Italy. To most, it was just a beautiful landscape, but beneath that tranquil surface lay a secret the world had forgotten. A legend that time stubbornly refused to erase. This is no ordinary ruin. This is Fabriche di Caragien, a medieval village dating back to 1270, which man deliberately submerged underwater in 1953 to create a hydroelectric dam. But the story isn't about the flooding, it's about the re-emergence. In 1974, for the very first time, the dam was drained and the town reappeared. Then, silence. The world forgot, until 50 years later, on an exact day, destiny brought Caragine back. But why now? And what did it bring back with it? The last time Fabrice di Caragine saw the sun was in that fleeting moment in the 70s, a rare maintenance event. The former residents, the exiles of Caragine, returned reluctantly, touching the stones of their vanished lives. But here is the most intriguing detail, the detail that changes everything. Historically, the draining was random. But the whispers that spread among the elders spoke of a half-century cycle, a mystical window. They believed that every 50 years, the town was compelled to breathe, not by the will of the power company, but by an older, deeper force, a power that governed the very fabric of time in those mountains. And 50 years from that first return in 1974 would lead us to 2024. And when the year arrived, the unthinkable happened. Eno, the energy giant, announced the draining. Coincidence, or had fate, indeed, scheduled the reunion? What they found, however, is what makes this story a nightmare. When the water receded, the world expected crumbled ruins, dissolved bricks. But Caragine was perfect. The stone houses, the Roman bridge, the church of San Teodoro. Not just intact, but almost pristine. Moss was the only indication that 50 years had passed. Inside the structures, amateur archaeologists reported the impossible wooden utensils in a state of anomalous preservation. It was as if the water of Lake Vagli had created a temporal vacuum chamber, freezing the time of everything it touched. And this is where the mystery steps out of the realm of science and into the inexplicable. The former inhabitants who returned felt a profound dizziness, a sensation that life had simply paused. The smell of home, the cold mountain air. But the most disturbing discovery came from the Giorgi family. A diary found in the church's sacristy. The diary of Father Pietro, one of the last to leave in 1953, and the final entries didn't speak of goodbyes, but of fear of an event to come. The diary was nearly illegible, but Father Pietro described a ritual, not a simple flood. He reported that the original blacksmiths of the village in the 13th century had sealed the pact with the mountains. The town could only disappear and reappear in a cycle. The water was the sealer, the mountain, the guardian. The objective, to protect a treasure, a secret knowledge, or something far more sinister. Father Pietro, in his final scribbles, pleaded, "May the water keep us safe from them. May time not bring them back before 50 years. Who were they? And why did the town need to be hidden from them?" The most shocking theory among Caragine researchers is that the town was not guarded from the water, but from something external. And now, with the 50-year cycle complete, this entity, this danger, may have been freed along with the ruins. Paraje di Caragine, key, the town that vanished from the map, reappeared for a moment and disappeared again. Not by disaster, but by an ancient agreement. Think about it. Time froze inside. Who guarantees that what was released was in a state of conservation as perfect as the stone structures? And that, now, 50 years later, They are among us. The dam will be filled again. Okay. The secret will return to sleep beneath the surface of Lake Vagley. But the question remains, did the 50-year cycle begin or end in 2024? Leave your theory in the comments below. If you love mysteries that challenge our reality, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The next secret is waiting, and you can't miss it. Till next time, and be careful what the past brings back.